Hi. So in this tutorial, I'm going to assume that you've already understood how to set up your Laravel application and you know how to set up your database. Once you've got your database set up, you're going to want to have a field called username. Now, your registration form, which the default authorization system creates, does not give you a username field, so you're going to have to create one yourself. Once you have a username field, you're going to make use of it. So you're going to log in with your username field instead of your email field. In order to achieve this, we need to understand where the original login process is taking place. So in the vendors folder, we go down to Laravel, Framework, SRC, Illuminate, Foundation, Auth. You'll find a file called authenticateusers.php. If we scroll down this file, we'll find a function called public function username, return email. We don't want to make changes in the vendor folder because chances are when there is a Laravel update, this is going to change. So anything you do here could be lost. So what we'll do instead is we'll copy this function and we're going to override it instead. In order to override it, we'll go to the applications folder, the app folder, HTTP, controllers, auth, and then you'll find a file called logincontroller.php. In this file, you can define what you want to override. So we're going to override the public function username. And instead of returning the email, we're going to return a username, which we're going to take from our database. Once we do that, we also need to take note that the input form of our login page is actually receiving an email address. So if we type a username and click login, it's not going to accept it. We next need to go to our views, and in the views folder we'll find the auth folder, and in the auth folder you'll find a file called login.blade.php. For our input form, we'll find an input which handles the email section. We need to change the type to text. And finally, we need to change the name to username, because we are no longer sending an email. We are sending a username. And we are requesting for a username, not an email. And that should be about it. You can go ahead and refresh your page, and you'll notice here that I have a user called admin, and the password has been hashed, but what it is ABC1234. ABC1234. And there we have it. We are logging in with our username instead of email. So you'll notice now that I can no longer log in with the email. As you can see here, it won't pass. Now this tutorial doesn't cover the error messages and validation, but I hope you understand now how to set up how to set up a login with username instead of email.